Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I'm Adam. This is the live reaction show following Manchester United's defeat to, of course, Brighton and Hove Albion. I still can't believe Manchester United have delivered a performance like that today. It was absolutely shocking from start to finish for Manchester United. I say from start to finish. We had a minute. Inside that minute, we had a free kick. Marcus Rashford hits it in. Fellaini tucks it home. The flag goes up. The celebrations are halted. We think United have got a win. We obviously haven't got a win. Not a win, a goal. And we thought perfect start to the game. Offside though. But come on guys. Brighton are going to be shocked like that. Let's keep going for it. We didn't. From that moment, Brighton came into the game more and more and more and more. Brighton came into the game more. It was poor. Absolutely poor for Manchester United. Now Brighton, let me give them their due respects. They were very, very good today. From back to front, they worked very hard at the back, cleared everything up that they could, got forward very quickly, hit us on the counter-attack. The likes of Knockout, Izquierdo, Glenn Murray hassled our backline all night long, giving us all sorts of problems. But when you look at United, it just wasn't good enough from Manchester United. Is this a team that has a cup final coming up in a few weeks? Is this a team that is sitting second in the league? Is this a team that wants to show the players, the fans, the manager that they want to be here next season? Is this a team that look like they know each other, like they've been training together? No. They looked awful out there from back to front. The only one really that deserves any credit is David De Gea, because he was absolutely fantastic yet again. Absolutely fantastic from him. Absolutely fantastic from him. Some of his saves were superb, keeping us in the game at times. Brighton should have been 1-0 up going in at the break, and they weren't. And this is what's so head-scratching. Like Viking Red in the comments says, how can you beat the top 6 and lose to the 3 promoted teams? Because we've lost on the road to Newcastle 1-0, Brighton 1-0, Huddersfield 2-1. We've lost on the road to all of the newly promoted teams. It's simply not good enough for Manchester United. How can we be losing to all these teams? Now I know normally in a season you have one game like that on the road where you lose to a newly promoted side. It happens. But we thought that was the Huddersfield game. This reminded me of Sevilla, Newcastle, West Bromwich Albion at home. This reminded me of all of that. It was a poor performance, a terrible display. You're looking at the back, our fullbacks, defensively, shocking. Always getting pulled out of position, not very good. Going forward, offered very, very little. When Luke Shaw came on, he was an improvement. Hold on. Why is Luke Shaw not playing? He's better than Ashley Young, for fuck's sake. Play him. Clearly better than Ashley Young. He showed it in the 10 to 15 minutes he was on the game. What started badly for Manchester United was the fact we were constantly giving the ball away. Ashley Young in the early minutes, slicing one high into the air. Marcus Rashford passing one straight to the feet of their midfielders. Chris Smalling hoofing one straight out, right back to their defenders. Darmian looking scared every single time. It started from the back. It spread through to Matic, who was giving the ball away here, there and everywhere. You had not only Matic giving the ball away, Fellaini offering little. You had Fellaini, who was supposed to be, I think, next to Matic. But when he was either too close to Matic, he was getting up the pitch, but then he wasn't getting up the pitch enough to influence things and get involved and, try and pick a pass. He was just moving forward, like without really any intent. This is a man that said it would cost £50 million to replace me. £50 million to replace you, Marouane Fellaini. Are you having a fucking laugh? Please, have a day off. Let him go, Jose. Why are we pandering to this guy that's clearly not good enough? Clearly not good enough. Why are we persisting with Ashley Young at left back when he's clearly not good enough? Chris Smalling at centre half when he's clearly not good enough. Now, these guys aren't to blame for today's result because it was a poor team performance. But I beg you tell me why. Why? Because this ain't a new thing. Oh, Jose didn't play Sanchez and Lukaku today, so it was a weakened team. And yeah, we've seen us play like this with Lukaku and Sanchez in the team. People are going to come out and say, oh, Martial played today, showed why he's not good enough. Rashford today showed why he's not good enough. And at times they weren't good enough. But no, it doesn't. Because this team has played this badly before with those players not on the pitch. But some of the common denominators, Fellaini, Young, Smalling, all these guys start every week. So you've got to think about that as well. And you've also got to think about, I think Paul Pogba again, poor today. He wasn't helped by his midfield. Matic giving the ball away, Fellaini giving the ball away early in the first half. And then you had a big gap between Matic and Pogba because Fellaini was useless. Big gap. And then Pogba, when he was getting on the ball, he was trying to make things happen, trying to beat men. Sometimes he was losing the ball. Sometimes he was passing, like his passing was poor too at times. It just wasn't his day. And it showed those inconsistencies again. He had a fantastic April. He wins Player of the Month. All that stuff. Then today he's not good enough. Now, he needs his midfield to help him out a little bit more. But also, when you're on the ball, do the basics right. Do you know what I mean? Keep the ball simple sometimes. Allow players to get up with you, because there were times where he'd get on the ball and he'd be on his own. Like, all right, wait for someone to come up with you. You can't do it all on your own then. Like, sometimes use your brain, because we know you have it. So, he wasn't good enough there today at times as well. Martial, I thought he had a decent first half without doing enough in the final third. I say decent, he wasn't as bad as everybody else. He beat a few men, tried to get a few balls into the back. Second half, his performance dipped. He had a wild shot over the bar, wild shot wide. He had one close effort. That was it. He set up Mata as well with a great flick. So our best moments came through Martial, but he wasn't great today. Rashford, poor decision making. Could have gave Martial a goal, which makes it 1-0 to United and gives United the lead that we don't deserve, but you know, we've got, and we could change the momentum of the game. Doesn't cut it back. Not good enough. And yeah, I thought it was a dreadful game from back to front today for United. Really disappointing performance. Disappointed as well in the tactics and stuff, but more in the individual performances, because regardless of how your manager sets you up, you've got to do some of the basics right. Ashley Young, why are you slicing balls into the air? Smalling, why are you passing the ball to them? Rojo, the same. Darmian, why are you shook? Matic, Fellaini, why are you giving the ball away all the time? Paul Pogba, do the simple basic things sometimes. Marcus Rashford, square it to Martial. Like, you can't blame Jose Mourinho for those things. But the way we play going forward as an attacking unit every single game isn't good enough. It isn't good enough. With Lukaku on the pitch, with Sanchez on the pitch, it isn't good enough. We play like a team that doesn't know each other. We play like a team that's scared to get passing the ball, scared to make a mistake. And we can't play like that. Van Gaal performances. But the thing is, with Van Gaal performances, we blame the manager. And I think the players do deserve some of the blame, but I think the manager deserves some of the blame as well. Because it's not just some of these players that are playing like this. If we had Valencia out there, Ashley Young, Smalling, Jones, Alexis, we could have had the same performance. It's not a surprise to think we would have had the same performance. So I think it's a weird time at the moment, because it's the end of the season, things are winding down. It's a bit of a weird one, but it needs to be a lot better than what it is, man. Seriously, needs to be a lot better. Concentration levels, leadership levels, attitude levels, application levels. Like, do you want to play? Like, there was a time in the game when Martial picked the ball up and he kept going for it. And I thought to myself, I'm glad to see that. Like, he's happy to make a mistake or two. But he looked like the only one that was happy to make a mistake or two today. Darmian and Young, when they get to the final third, so imagine the pitch is in 3 blocks. When they get to the end of the second block and they're about to enter the third block, they stop. That's coming from the manager. The only time they seem to allow to go beyond is when they've got the ball at their feet. But these like ain't good enough to be dribbling past, man. Like, it's real confusing. Andrew says he thinks some of the players deserve just as much blame as the boss. Adam, you know this team well, agreed to the bones. Thank you, Majid. Shoot Neutrality says, I'm Jose in. Okay. 5 years of this football. So lack of concentration, says Abdul Majid. How are the Moyes and LVG signings still getting game time in 2018? Lee Miller with a very, very classy comment. And a very, very, what I would say is it's comedic genius, mate. But see you later. Even in the World Cup, with a few months with performances to impress their managers, they perform like this. Says Flinzer. Too inconsistent, says Viraj. Paul says Jose's living off past glories. Can't wait when the season's finished. The attitude is wrong. Jose also has a negative vibe, says Julian. He has lowered expectations at our club massively. His post-match comments are the reason why people are turning against him. I knew this performance has been coming. We've been playing this shit all season, says Q. Well, I disagree with that. We've not been playing this shit all season. And that's the problem. We're very, very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent. And that inconsistency is killing us at the moment. How can we beat all of the top 6 but lose away to all of the bottom teams? It doesn't make any sense at all. Any sense at all. Very bad performance, that. Very bad performance. You can't even pinpoint one person's performance because it was all bad. United didn't have a man of the match. I think the man of the match today was Marwan Fellaini. Marwan Fellaini. What the fuck am I talking about? Anthony Knockaert. Sorry, I was reading something on my comments. Anthony Knockaert was the man of the match today. He was very, very good for Brighton. Constantly making things happen. But yeah. That's what I'm thinking about today's game, guys. Really disappointed, though. Really disappointed. Just expect better from Manchester United, and some of the players out there, you need to be pulling up your socks and putting in shifts, man. Fucking hell, come on. Play like you play for Manchester United, because you're not right now. And I think the manager as well, install some joy into this team. They don't look like they enjoy anything. Does this team look like a team that enjoys their football to you? Not to me. When we're winning, it does, but it's easy to look like you're enjoying your football when we're winning. When it's 0-0 in a game and it's... Does anyone look happy like, oh, this is coming. This is coming today. Like, we're building things up. We're playing well. And it's just, yeah. Come on, lads. Put in a performance, man. You can do this. Hyder al-Batty with the most battiest comment going. Martial proving he doesn't want to play for United anymore. Well, if you were going to use a level of their performance showing how much they want to be at United, I'd say Martial was the one second to David De Gea today. So it shows how much you actually watch the game. It really does. Like, I know I'm a big fan of Anthony Martial, but I'm not just going to come out here and say things that I haven't seen. But some of you, like, you talk absolute bollocks at times. And it like makes me scratch my head. Like, yous like will disagree with my opinion on something. So then when Manchester United have a bad result, you'll come out and only comment about that one thing. Instead of looking at the game, looking at the performance, judging it from back to front, all of it. You'll focus on that one thing. And that really pisses me off. Because if I wanted to, I could have come out and said this is another example of how Jose Mourinho's tactics aren't good enough. Jose Mourinho's too negative. He's killing some of the players at the club. And also, it's another example of how the likes of Smalling, Young, Darmian, Fellaini just simply ain't good enough. But I didn't, because I haven't got an agenda. Whereas you lot will come out gunning, Adam said that one thing, so as soon as United lose, I'm going to bring that up. Yeah, but you're not funny and you're not clever. So leave it out. Like Rizwan, another one, overreaction City. Overreact. How many more chances do we give them? How about we let them play with a fully functioning midfield that hasn't got a whopper like Fellaini behind them? How about we let them play with some fullbacks that are going to pull their fucking runners off them? Do you know what a fullback's supposed to do? Do you know how like Ryan Giggs and all these men got so much space sometimes? It was because we had fullbacks bombing down the line, taking their runners away from them, taking their defenders away from them. Our fullbacks run down the line, get confused, get too close to them, and then go central or some bullshit like that. Shaw looked decent tonight, says Raw Sauce. I thought Shaw looked okay when he came on as well, but that's not saying much when you look at the state of our fullbacks. Our fullbacks just simply aren't good enough. Some United fans love overreacting. I totally agree with you there, mate. Alex Rincon thinks I just said, so because Fellaini played, that's why Martial played bad. Did you listen to a word I just said? Because I know you didn't. Or you've just come into this stream and heard 20 seconds of it. But either way, yeah, that performance was shit from United. From back to front, absolute bollocks. The only saving grace, David De Gea. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you're liking, sharing and subscribing. This has been Adam McKola TV. You guys have been legends for watching. Even if I do disagree with some of you, I still love you all the same. Some of you are overreacting all the time. I still love you all the same. We have opinions in it, and that's life. But anyway, it's been Adam McKola TV. United have lost to another newly promoted side. I'm going to get out of here. Make sure you're subscribing. Help us hit that 50k mark. And for now, good night.